说中文。
Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese.
Hello there, this is Chinese Pod, bringing you lessons in spoken Mandarin coming from Shanghai, China. My name is Ken Carroll.
Hi, I'm Jenny.
Great. Now, today we have a newbie lesson.
That's right.
Because we teach Mandarin here.
Yes.
Now, this is a very, 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 very basic lesson.
This is the most newbie you can get.
It's right. If you've never actually studied Chinese before, this lesson is for you.
Yeah.
Now, just to give you a little bit of context about it, we're talking about maybe a crowded street or a crowded bus.
Yes.
And that is something that you're likely to find in China, right? A lot of
And
people.
what happens if you want to get through?
That's right.
Yes.
So this is the stuff you will find yourself in crowded places in cities like Shanghai and
Yes.
Beijing and so on. Now, so the culture of how you actually deal with this is sometimes challenging and sometimes unfamiliar.
Yeah.
And as a Westerner, you might actually perceive some of this as being rude by your own standards. But the standards here are somewhat different.
Yes.
Okay, now, so that's a scenario. Just listen to the language. We'll do a very short, very simple dialogue. We'll do it 3 times, and after we'll come back and we'll help you to break it down and understand it. So sit back and just get the sounds first, and we'll come back in a moment and we'll help you with it.
Dialogue first time.
对不起，
怎么了？
让一下。
哦，
Second time.
对不起，
怎么了？
让一下。
哦，
Third time.
对不起，
怎么了？
让一下。
哦，
Okay. Now, Jenny, let's...
Translation time.
How did you know?
对不起，
Excuse me.
对不起，
Excuse me.
对不起。怎么了？
What is it?
怎么了？
What's up?
怎么了？让一下，
Let me through.
让一下，
Let me through.
让一下。哦
Okay.
哦
Okay.
哦。Wow, very, very basic.
It's basic.
Fundamental.
But this is good stuff here, right? Because this is what you hear and what you say in crowded situations. So let's take it from the top now. So the first expression, Jenny, was
对不起，对不起。
对不起. Now, there are 3 parts in that.
Yes.
Let's look at the tones on that.
Yep.
So could you tell us about the tones?
对不起 fourth, neutral, and third.
Okay, 4th tone, neutral tone, and 3rd
Third.
tone. So let's hear that together again, please.
对不起，对不起。
对不起. Great. Now, that is super high frequency, super useful.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more. What kind of context can you use 对不起?
It could mean excuse me, like
Excuse
in
me.
this context,
Yes.
or it can mean that you're sorry
You're sorry. All right, great. So it's
when you're apologizing.
great. Now, so in this context, we're talking about a crowded scenario.
Yes.
So when you say 对不起, you're saying excuse me.
Yes.
Right? So you're asking, essentially, you want to pass by, you're asking people to allow you to get through. No, but
Yes.
it also means I'm sorry,
Yes.
right? So if you hurt somebody's feelings or
Yeah.
you broke the
Want to
cutlery.
kiss and make up, you can say 对不起.
Yeah, okay. So that's the 2 contexts. It means I'm sorry, but it also means excuse me. Now, so let's stay in context. We're in a crowded place here. And you say 对不起, and in response, the person is likely to say something like
怎么了？怎么了？
怎么了? Now, tell us about that, Jenny.
怎么了 essentially means what?
What?
What's up?
What is it? Yeah.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Chinese Pod Trivia. Our first question is, how long will it take you to become an intermediate Chinese speaker using the Chinese Pod app? Is it A, the rest of your life? B, you should already be an intermediate speaker? C, 3 months? Or D, Chinese Pod has an app?
You should already be in.
Ooh, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, 3 months. That's right. Head over to ChinesePod.com now to register for your access to over 4,000 lessons. Get the Chinese Pod app now on Google Play or the App Store.
Now, if you said that in an English context, in an American context, excuse me, what? It would sound slightly, I don't know, less
Rude.
than. Yeah, it would sound slightly
Yeah.
rude. However, in Chinese context, I think it's fine, right? To say,
Yes.
怎么了?
怎么了?
It's the equivalent of what can I do for you? Can I help
Yes.
you? It's not rude, in other words.
Not at all.
Okay, 怎么了? And then you want to pass by, you want to pass through. So the phrase you use is
让一下，让一下。
great. 让一下. Okay. Now, 3 parts in this phrase too.
Yes.
Could you break it down slowly for us, the 3 parts, please, Jenny?
让一下，让一下。
Good. So now, 让, the 4th tone, right?
Yes.
Now, it literally means to allow.
Yes,
Right,
that's
to
right.
allow. Okay. So if you say something like 让我, allow me, let
Yes.
me. Okay. Now, it's used here again as a verb.
Yeah.
But there's no pronoun in this.
Nope.
So you just say 让一下.
让一下.
So tell us about the 一下 there. What does that mean?
一下 means a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Or one time maybe.
Yes,
Or
a short
Yeah.
instance.
So it indicates it's a politeness to say a little bit. Could you move a little bit? Could you
Yes.
do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's again now you know these phrases don't really translate so literally. But 让一下 literally translated would be what, Jenny? Let a little.
Allow. Yes.
Yeah.
Let a little.
Let a little. Allow a little. Yeah. So but that's the phrase. That's what you use. Now again, there's no please and there's no pronoun. In English, you say, "Could you let me through, please?"
Yes.
So you've got the verb, you've got a pronoun, you've got a modal verb there just to make it all
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. So, but in Chinese, it's perfectly okay to say.
让一下，让一下。
So you assure us, Jenny, that it's not rude.
I assure you, it's very polite indeed.
Okay. Good. So that's how you be polite. Now, here's the funny bit because, you know, in Chinese again, I mean, think of the 1.2 billion people and you can't keep. Please this and could you that? It just doesn't really.
Exactly.
It's over. It would seem over.
Yeah.
Inept to say it. But you do need to show some kind of response, and that kind of
Yes.
response is something like
Oh. Oh,
"Ah."
how simple. Expressing your agreement,
I don't-
basically. And
exactly.
like Ken said, it's not rude. It's just what happens in China.
That's
you
right.
know.
So it's is essentially a verbal. It's not even. Is that verbal? It's a grunt. I don't know if that makes it verbal because it's not really a word. It's a sound.
It's verbal, yeah.
Okay.
There's a
And-
character for it.
Oh, is there? Okay, great. So essentially, you don't in Chinese. You don't need to say not at all. Or I mean,
no,
you'd
you don't
spend
need-
half your day on the subway and streets saying, "Oh, excuse me, not at all," and you wouldn't
Yes.
really get very far. So the way to respond is perfectly okay, just to make the sound.
Oh.
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 Oh, okay. So there you go. What a lesson. So that's the context. You will be pushed on the subways and stuff because there's no other way. You won't get on the subway. And don't feel too bad about pushing a little bit when you have to get on there because it's just the way it's done.
It's nice and cozy.
It's cozy and friendly. Okay, that's it. Now let's listen to that again, that dialogue in the crowded environment 3 more times.
Dialogue first time.
对不起，
怎么了？
让一下，
哦，
Second time.
对不起，
怎么了？
让一下，
哦，
Third time.
对不起，
怎么了？
让一下，
哦，
Well, Jenny,
Yes.
you're elbowing me to get out the door here, so because it's the end of the lesson.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're saying 让一下, so I understand it. It's time for us to go. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, go to ChinesePod.com. You can explore this language in a lot more detail. But for now, Jenny,
Yes.
time for us to say
再见.
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number
0469.
So just go to www.chinesepod.com/0469 and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/0469.